write the same thing over and over and over again. So these are the genres of people who are already getting skilled up in this. And this was from the Microsoft Work Trend Report. You can read it. It is long. I plucked out this one because it was very interesting to me who are using it every day for their work and who are not. But one thing that's interesting is that I believe everyone needs to learn to use AI on their own. And the reason I say that is because when companies decide to roll it out, they roll it out like experiments. They're like, oh, we're only going to give it to half our company. But it causes a huge inequity. Because this BCG study showed that all these consultants, 50% got ChatGPT Plus, 50% didn't. The 50% who didn't were totally held back in the group. And that is going to cause a lawsuit central.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, you know what we need to do? Get skilled up anyway. Because who trusts companies? No hands. No hands, right? Yeah. So we have to do this anyway, because I want 40% higher quality, 20% faster work, but I'm not going to trust my employer to give me the tools I need. I will scale up on my own. So I believe everyone has a role to play in the AI-verse, okay? And I'd love to figure out which of these is you. I have a feeling I know what most of you are going to choose in this, but let's go through it. All right, so first one are machine learning AI experts, okay? These are the folk who train models, fine-tune models, document models. How many of you are these people? That one, good. Two, okay. Homework for you, please, for the love of God and the world. Document what the heck your model is good at and what it's bad at. And don't let random people do benchmarking tests and report wrong things. Because the general public has no idea what anyone's talking about. So when a version of like ChatGPT 4 Omni comes out, we're like, what is this good for? I don't know. What is it bad for? I don't know. So then you've got all these like people running around trying to use it to like drive self-driving cars. We're like, don't do that, right? Instead, use it to like do better math, whatever it is. So please document your thing. If you all would like to get skilled up in machine learning, not because you want to be a machine learning expert, just to understand these concepts better, do what I did, which is just took the introductory deep learning AI thing. I quite like this. It was free. It was not easy, but it made sense. I took machine learning in college and dropped it because it was so boring. It was slightly less boring now. Okay. Next one is going to be most of your customers. Okay, they're an expert in the problem space, but they may not know how to solve it. So these are the folks who define a problem, define a solution, and they define ideal and acceptable outcomes. Okay, so product managers looking at you, customer-facing people looking at you. Okay, so the homework for all of you is be really specific over what you're trying to do with AI. People are like, oh, I want to use AI in marketing. I'm like, which part? Like, oh, making campaigns. Which ones? What are you trying to do? Get it to reach more people, get it to reach a broader audience, reach people faster. Say, like, I want to increase X by Y. It's just old school goal setting, but people skip it, and then they go directly to the tool. Make sense? Okay, next. Next is going to be a bunch of you. Data nerds, raise your hands. Yep. Okay, so here's the good news. And also bad news. Good news, you're going to be in business for the rest of your lives. Bad news, you're going to be in the business for the rest of your lives. Yeah, you are now the brain surgeons of this generation. No one's going to let you retire because they're like, no, you need to get our data in order so we can AI it. You're like, can't you do it? No, you do it. Okay. This is your job. Identify these are the data sources we should AI over. No, these data sources are terrible. What are you thinking? No, this data is out of date. This doesn't make any sense. You should not have access to this. Are you on drugs? Like, this is the things you're already saying, you're just gonna have to say forever. So the big thing is start teaching people how to do it. Pretty much 1% of people will listen, but this is the biggest lesson in the AI-verse. People who didn't have their data practice are like 2 years behind, because getting data in order probably takes 50% of the time if you're gonna AI anything at all, right? Data security is everything. People suddenly have access to things they shouldn't, people don't have access to things they shouldn't. But this has been the biggest blocker in AI adoption and usage that I've seen.